Hi developers, welcome back to Code Step by Step. My name is Anil. In this part of Node.js, we will talk about routing request and response parameter. In last video, we learned that how we can install the Express.js, why we use it, and how we can create some basic routes with the Express.js. And we created the three routes. First one is empty, that means our root route. After that, about and help route also. And now we are talking about a request and response parameter. So here you might have a question, why we are talking about two specific parameter? Because there is a no need to make any video on specifically on some parameters. So why they are important? The reason is, for a moment we are just using here get method, but in the upcoming videos whenever we will learn APIs and all, that time we will use post method, put method, delete method, patch method and all. And you will find that every time these two parameters are exactly same, and sometime we will use them, sometime we will use both, or sometime we will use one of them. So maybe that time you may confuse that why we are using these parameters, data is coming from, where data is coming from, and where we are just sending this data. That's why a short video is required to understand the request and response parameter. So let's understand them with a diagram. So here you can see that I have write the same code which is written in our file here. So here you can see that again we have a request and response parameter. Keep in mind, you can use any name to these parameters, like even you can use A and B, X and Y. But the simply means the first parameter means this is the data of request, and second one is this is the data of response. All right, so what is request and response? For that, let's see. We have a server which is our Node.js. This is basically our server, and the client, this is our browser. Whenever we are requesting something from browser to server to get a website or get a API, that time the data will be sent inside the request parameter. And whenever we will send back this data to as a response, that time we are just using the response parameter. Even you can see that we are using here request response dot send, and the data will be here. So let me just start this project, node moon index.js, and you will find that we are getting the data inside our with the help of response.send, and this is data is presenting here. That means this is the response of the server, right? This is coming from server. That's okay, there is a no big deal, we know that. But again you may have a question in diagram. First of all, we just sent a request to the server. After that our server will be response here. That's okay. But here you will find that we are just responding something with the response.send method. We are not getting something with this parameter, right? Why? See, whenever we are just loading a page, that means we are just sending a simple request, and this is basically a blank request. There is a no data in that request. That's why we are not just adding something here inside it. And whenever our request is blank, server will just check that and send the data according to uh, the logic that that one is written inside our get method, right? So that's okay, we can understand that if we are not sending some specific data from browser to server, then that time we don't need to send any request, or we don't need to just use this parameter. But is there an example from where we can just use this request? Yes, we can just write a simple example. For example, I am just sending here a name. Let's say name is Anil. So I want to get this request inside our method is. So how I can get it? So for that, let's try to print it first of all, console.log, and just simply put here request dot query dot this is enough to just check it out, so that I can just show you the complete name and its key object. So let's refresh it, and now you will find that we are getting here complete object. So if you just want to get the name, then simply use here dot name. And one more thing, don't think that this console.log will be just a pop-up inside our browser's console. No, it will be just work on the our server console, right? So now you can see that we can just get the data with the help of request also. And if you just want to do a bit more, then simply you can just use it like this. Let me add here a plus sign. And now you can see that welcome Anil, welcome Sam, welcome Peter and all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got all point about request and response. If you still have any kind of query, you can ask me in the upcoming on this video or in the upcoming videos comment box. Thank you so much for watching this video.